What's up, Gemini? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. So, guys, as you know, I was a little bit behind because of my move, so I was not able to do a July reading for you guys. So, what I'm going to do is give you guys an extra bonus video. So, you will have 3 bonus videos for your birthday. So, the first one you guys chose was love, okay? So, let's see what's going on with you guys. I'm going to do this as an August reading just because we're almost done with July, anyways. So let's see what you guys can expect for love. And then I will pull some cards of advice for singles. I will pull some cards of advice for couples. And then I'll pull some cards of advice for those who are kind of in the gray area between the two. All right. So what is going on with the sign of Gemini for love in August? This will be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Gemini signs. And keep in mind, guys, you can always catch me on Instagram, High Vibrations 44. I'm always posting daily energy, so you can always check that out, okay? All right, Gemini, so we have your past, present, and future. All right, so the energy that we have here, guys, is the 8 of Wands in reverse. So most of the time, this is going to be when there's a person we may stop talking to, or something that's just not being reciprocated in the same way. So say, a person texts you and you are texting them back within a minute, but if you text them, they could take a few hours, so it's not equal, okay? We have the Page of Swords in the reverse and the Death card. So where you guys might, give somebody a piece of your mind, where you decide to stop talking to them, or there's a huge change that you want. For some of you, maybe it is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn that you're dealing with in all of this. But let's see what's going down, guys. So starting with the past, the first card that we have here is the Ace of Pentacles. So this talks about a new beginning that we go towards, something that, we don't just dive into head first. It's something that we build slowly, so that, there's more longevity behind it, but really just taking your time to start something. We have the Hanged Man in the reverse. And we have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's like somebody wanted a new beginning here, but there's something about this that was just forced. It's something that wasn't natural, just on the soul. So that could have been a reason why it didn't work out. We have the World card. So it could show that, whatever this was, this chapter has ended. Regardless of if something ended for you or not, the World card always shows that there's going to be something positive that comes into your life. So this is definitely a good energy to get. The next card that you guys have for the past is the Six of Cups in the reverse. So with the Six of Cups in the reverse, this is either when you amicably part ways with someone, or it could be the opposite, where there's someone from your past that comes in that you kind of, reconcile with. We have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. And the Star card in the reverse. For most of you, you're going to be putting something in the past. With the Ten of Swords in the reverse, the worst that could have happened here has already happened. But there's a sense of losing faith in something, but possibly still being stuck on it. All right, so the last card for your past, guys, is the 8 of Swords. So with this energy here, there's someone who's just stuck on something. They can't move past it for whatever reason. Okay, with the Page of Cups in the reverse, there could have been some sort of insincere offer that came in for you. And keep in mind, guys, all of the energy here could be transferable. So this could be something that you're doing. It could be someone around you that's doing this. We have the Page of Swords in the reverse. And the World card. So it's like something's ending and there's a great new chapter that's coming in. But at this point, there could be a lot of hostility between you and another person. Okay, but someone's stuck on something that, is finishing. With the Hierophant in the reverse, guys, this wasn't something that was meant for you to begin with. I love this card, whether it's in the upright or the reverse, because it shows us whether or not we're on the right path, whether, we're going to exceed and, just succeed rather, in the way that we're supposed to. So when this is in the reverse, it's like if you would have continued down whatever path you were going down in love, you would have gotten derailed from what you're actually meant to do. Okay, I see someone really trying to stand their ground with something that isn't going to be a success at this point. So let's talk about the present moment, guys. The first card that you have is the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So just unhappiness when it comes to love. It could be maybe a household that's faking their happiness at this point where things aren't that good, but you're removing yourself from something that could have been toxic for you. Okay, you have the Five of Swords here. So conflicted with something that needs to end, or just not being happy in a situation, but still being able to kind of get to a better vibration where you're not dealing with so much toxic stuff. But with the Eight of Wands in the reverse, maybe you stop talking to someone, maybe they stop talking to you, or maybe there's a great need for that. All right, so the center of your reading, guys, this is what every card is going to tie into. Here's the central energy. We have the Three of Pentacles. And guys, I don't have my glasses on and I don't have contacts in, so I am fucking blind right now. So just bear with me if I have to just like stare at the card mad close. But with the Three of Pentacles, guys, this is when you're building something. For some people, that could be engagement. For others, that could be marriage. For others, it's just like, okay, let's just get to know each other and build on the, at this point. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Three of Wands. So here, you guys, there's something that you're able to build, or maybe you're, trying to figure out, is this something I want to build? Is this something I don't want to build? But there's a sense of heartbreak and disappointment here. For some of you, maybe you let something go and you're able to build on something new, but you're still bothered by whatever you had to let go of. But there is a sense of having to turn your back on something so that you could expand. All right. The last card that you guys have for the present moment is the Three of Cups in the reverse. So for some, this could be a third party situation where someone, is dating more than one person or just dealing with more than one person. This could also be maybe a sense of depression, a sense of not wanting to go out, not wanting to socialize. Why is this Three of Cups in the reverse here? Ace of Wands. And we have the Justice card. So there's definitely a karmic situation here that's happening, but someone is having a new beginning here, and just be careful, guys. Seven of Swords in the reverse. If this isn't something that you want exposed, it could be something that becomes exposed, because this isn't voluntarily, putting out this information. This is getting caught, okay? So just be careful. Anything that's done in the dark most likely will come to light at this point. So moving forward, guys, into the future, the first card that you have is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Fighting, arguing, conflict. When people aren't even listening to each other, they're just yelling over each other, and there's someone who's really, really pissed off here. Maybe some of you are dealing with a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, and they kind of just want to rip your head off, or someone's just very angry here. We have the Four of Swords. Whatever it is that's causing the stress and the anger, it's like you can't move past it, Gemini. Okay, it's something that you guys have to release, because to be honest with you, at this point, with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, you have to be real with yourselves that someone involved here is not genuinely invested. Or maybe this is you guys in a place, especially if you're single, where there's just no one you're genuinely invested in right now. But there's someone who is around only when it's convenient for them. Okay, with the Knight of Swords as the energy right now, you need to take on your energy more than anything, because the Knight of Swords is, just in tarot, this is someone who is going to cut out anything that's detrimental to them, anything that doesn't make logical sense for them. There's something here that's a waste of time and effort, where there's going to be a lot of losses, and you need to see that for what it is. So why is this King of Pentacles in the reverse here? We have the Judgment card, and we have the Magician. So realizing that something that you may be trying to manifest, or something that's just there around you, isn't genuine, okay? But again, someone's really stuck in their head about this. Someone's really, having a hard time letting this go, okay? It's like someone knows that there has to be some sort of fallout, but they just don't want to go through with it. It's a hard thing for them to let go. The last card that you guys have is the Nine of Cups for your future. So this is a card about happiness. So this is definitely changing, the energy. We have the Six of Swords, guys. So someone's being stubborn here, but it shows happiness when you move away from this. And we have the Queen of Cups. So guys, honestly, a lot of you could just be moving away from a person, and then there's a water sign that comes in, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And if it's not a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, it could be someone who exudes the same sort of energies as a water sign. So someone who's very loving, empathic, they don't mind being vulnerable with their emotions. They're someone who's very easy to talk to. So yeah, you could be going towards that sort of energy in a new partner, or it could just show that you're in a place where you are feeling emotionally stable. Okay, but moving away does bring happiness, whether it be another person that comes in or just, you know, something that happens in your life where you're like, oh, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought. Okay, but yeah, I see a lot of you honestly putting a lot of effort into situations where it's like you don't have the full story. Okay, so it could be something that ends up hurting you. So let's see how everything turns out. All right, so I'm gonna pull some cards of advice, guys. Let's start with singles, then we'll do couples, and then we'll do those who are in the gray area. Let me get some advice for my single Geminis. Five of Swords in the reverse, Four of Wands in the reverse, Ten of Pentacles. So the energy you have here is the Wheel of Fortune, where there's this new beginning that you get into, and whether you have somebody else when you get into this new beginning or this person has another person, I see that there's a new beginning where there's some sort of third-party situation, okay? Possibly you're having, you know, an unstable transition right now with love, but something really good comes in where there's not a lot of, you know, where there's no conflict here, because this is someone who does not want to fight, they don't want to argue, they just don't want to get into any shit. So why is this Five of Swords in the reverse here? We have the Six of Cups, World card in the reverse, Six of Wands. So you guys have success and victory with something, but you really have to choose to let go of something that is still not closed out. Even if you're not, you know, talking to another person, there's definitely some sort of energetic investment that you have in them, or some sort of emotional investment that you still have there. So that's something that you guys really have to work on closing out, okay? Or maybe this is showing you that the person that's going to come into your life, whether, you know, it's them or you, one of you still kind of has something else, but there needs to be something that's closed out. And once it is, you're doing excellent, okay? You're really happy, you're victorious in love. You have balance here, you have clarity as to, you know, why everything had to happen up to this point. So that's awesome. Now let's see about Gemini couples. Those in relationships or marriages. What is the advice here? You have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. You have the Three of Pentacles. You have the Four of Wands, okay? The energy is the Five of Cups in the reverse and the Ace of Cups. Honestly, guys, I just see, you know, a couple that could have gone through harsh things, maybe, you know, a loss, grievances in the past. But here I see a reconciliation. If you've been having a lot of trouble, you know, with your partner, you know, there's definitely a fix here where you're able to build and really just stabilize, you know, the relationship, okay? We have Three of Wands, the Empress card. For some of you, maybe you're getting pregnant. And we have the Nine of Wands. Whatever was happening in the relationship, and, you know, I am recording this July 17th, but I know this is going to be for August. So just keep in mind, guys, sorry, Siri is listening to me. Hold on, guys. I'm so blind right now. Like, this is crazy. Okay. Sorry. My computer listens to me sometimes. So if you guys are going through, like I said, this is for August. I'm recording it in July. So currently right now, we're going through a lot of retrogrades. A lot of it ends around like August 2nd or so. So I'm not surprised if there's couples, you know, just at each other's throats. It's going to be a time where everyone's kind of like purging, and a lot of ugly shadow sides are coming out. So a lot of people are going to be prone to, you know, giving each other unnecessary shit. So I can see that, you know, whatever it was that you guys may have gone through around this time, you do get past that. So I see something very excellent here. Some of you, there's going to be, you know, baby announcements. For others of you, it's just, you know, really strengthening the relationship, working together and realizing that it's you guys against the world. It's not you guys against each other, okay? So that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. All right. So for those of you guys who are in the gray area, you know, where it's just like you're not in a relationship, but somebody would get really pissed off if they see you with somebody else, that sort of shit. Let's give you guys some advice. Because I know for some people it's not always just black and white. All right. For my Geminis in the gray area, what's the advice here? All right, so we have 7 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 5 of Swords in the reverse. Honestly, guys, I see that there's going to be something that takes off, at least for one of you, okay? And there's going to be a need for you to fiercely protect yourself, but there's someone who may be seeing another person, and I don't feel like this is something that's really been spoken about. And that information is going to come to light from what I'm seeing here. So that could cause problems within itself. We have the Devil card, the Moon card, the Emperor in the reverse. Someone has some sort of unfinished business, whether it's you or whether it's, you know, the person that you're talking to. And it's going to be something that's toxic. Okay, so it's saying that, you know, despite who's being dishonest here, despite who's wearing a mask, that you shouldn't get into this conflict at all. It's kind of something where you should step back and just be zen, be chill, because something is all illusion here and it needs to be walked away from. Okay, so someone will be accepting an offer where it may bring an ending and somebody may feel betrayed because of that, and you're really just realizing that, you know, this was bad judgment. So I see someone feeling betrayed, feeling played. You know, the best advice I could give, guys, and I just spoke about this on Instagram literally like yesterday, whatever is meant for you, whether it be a person, a job, whatever it is, nobody can compromise that. Nobody can take away a person that's meant for you. Okay, so if you feel like someone's been keeping you in the gray area, like, I hate to say it, but I say this, guys, as a friend, 95% of the time is because it's just not the right person for them. Okay, how many people do you know say, I'm not ready for a relationship, but then they meet someone 2 weeks later and they're head over heels in love and they get into a relationship? All right, so you can hear all the excuses that you want, but the truth of the matter is, if somebody really wants to be with you, they will. Okay, I understand if maybe they moved across the country and now it's hard, something like that, but if you have direct access to someone and it's just a matter of them saying, let's do this, and for whatever reason they haven't, listen to that. Okay, I don't feel like there's a lot of gray area. It's either you do or you don't. Okay, so guys, like I said, you can always check out my Instagram, High Vibrations 44. I'm posting daily energies all the time. And then if you guys would like your own personal reading, then you can go ahead and book that on my website, highvibrationswithliz.com. That is in the description below as well. Do keep in mind that I did actually change the prices for everything, so it's much more affordable now to get a personal reading if you need it. But other than that, I will be back with your next 2 bonus readings. Take care, guys. And let me see if I can even find this. I'll wear my glasses for the next one.